Welcome. Good morning. Thank you for joining us on the Senior Circuit. We have a great guest with us. We have Dan Moore, who is a colleague up at Communications. And Dan, we're so happy to have you here. So tell us, what is your title and how you got here at the City of Somerville, and welcome aboard.
Thank you very much for having me, Cindy. My name is Dan Moore, and my official title is the Webmaster Web Developer for the City of Somerville. It is a mouthful. So what I'll say is that I'm the web manager. So I manage our website, somervillema.gov, and I joined the city back in May of last year, signing on to help update the current website, get all of the news and calendar events and information out to people, all while secretly working on a new website for everybody.
Awesome. And I know you've done a lot of stuff with the Council on Aging's website, and we're really thankful for that, and we appreciate that. So you're a newbie. Love in Somerville, isn't it the best?
It's the best. And speaking of the Council on Aging, you know, I handle all of the calendar events for the city. It's like if there's any group to be a part of, it's the Council on Aging. They do more than anybody. It's like, it seems like every day it's like, hey, let's get on a train and you know, go to the Rocky Mountains and have oysters or something.
We do. Great. We go everywhere. We do. We are a very busy group. If I have a down day, they're yelling at me like, come on, let's go. We got to do something. We got to do something. So we have a lot of great things happening. So the calendar's going to get really busy. But thank you for being here and sharing with us and talking a little bit about the website. And it's really developed so nicely. You've done a great job, and we appreciate that. So tell me, why, I know you're doing a little bit of a survey, so tell me about the survey first of all.
Well, like you said, the website's developed. The website, when it first launched, was at a time before people had iPhones. And it was when Somerville was, you know, a different place than it is now. Somerville's even changed in the past 10 years. So the idea with this survey is to look at our website today and say, well, what do people really like about the website? What don't we like about the website? And how can we make it better for things like people's smartphones and tablets? How can we make it easier for people to get information that they need? And that's the point of this survey, is to find out exactly what the problem points are with the website and where we can really surprise people with this next version.
So tell me, why are you sending the survey out?
We're sending the survey out because this current website, somervillema.gov, is in its twilight days. We're actively working on a brand new somervillema.gov to replace this one. And so this survey is going to allow people to share their feedback with us and let us know what's important to them.
So, you know, it's really a pain in the neck to do surveys. So tell me, how long does it take? Because that's the first question the seniors are going to ask me.
Exactly. We realize that there's no shortage of surveys on this planet, right? So we wanted to keep this as short as possible. We just want to find out who people are, what kind of things they're doing on the website, and what kind of things they want to be doing on the website. If we know who people are, if we ask some basic questions about your age range, about if you're using the website mostly for work or mostly for home, that way we can get a better understanding of what types of people are having a hard time doing things. So we decided to keep it really short, just 5 to 10 minutes.
5 to 10 minutes, that's all it takes?
That's
a piece of cake. So, and I understand that there are going to be some dates available that folks are actually going to be able to come, sit down, fill it out, and we'll get those dates to them before the end of the show. But talking about the survey and all the great things that we do, we're going to take a few minutes and we're going to break and look. This is when you get your pen, paper, and write down all the great events we have. The calendar events is coming up.
There was a mighty king, there was a mighty king, and he had 3 sons kicked out of bed because they could not sing, because they could not sing, because they could not sing, and he had 3 sons kicked out of bed because they could not sing. The first he was a miller, the second he was a weaver, and the third he was a little tailor boy with a broadcloth under his arm, with a broadcloth under his arm, with a weaver, and the third he carried it under his arm. With the sparkles under his arm, with the rose in his arm. And the third he carried it under his arm. The miller he stole corn, the weaver he stole yarn, and the little stole out to keep the 3 roads warm. To keep the 3 roads warm, the 3 roads warm, and the little stole out to keep the 3 roads warm.
So we talked about the survey, and you're going to be coming into the senior centers, and I think you're going to be coming at the end of January, and they're going to be 4 dates.
Yes, we're going to have hours for people to come in on Wednesdays. People will be able to come in between 9 and 10:30 in the morning to the centers to fill out the survey, and also on Thursdays and Fridays. Now in February on the 2nd, we've got the breakfast. So I'm going to be there at the breakfast with surveys in hand, going right out to the people.
And seats are limited, so you're going to really want to be there for that breakfast.
Well, breakfast, I guess, but mostly the survey. That's what, when I wake up in the morning, I want a survey. I don't want bacon or eggs.
That's right, that's right. But it'll be great. I do want to clarify that on Wednesdays, folks who will be available to do the survey at the Ralph and Jenny Senior Center.
Yes.
And then on Thursdays and Fridays, we'll be at the Holland Street Center doing the surveys. And there'll also be one community building that we'll be in, and we'll let folks know about that. But we'll be putting a bulletin up and letting everybody know where that is, and we're really excited about this survey. So tell me, will it talk about computers and all that kind of stuff in the survey, or what are some basic questions you might be asking?
The basic kind of questions that we're asking people are, if you look at the website now, we offer things like news, alerts, events. We have ways to find jobs and apply for permits. So we're asking people, well, which of these things do you actually do? So that we know that when somebody walks into the website, they want to have the things that they use the most right there. The fact that some people are more or less versed with using computers is kind of irrelevant for this, because you know, we're not just looking for people who know a lot about websites. In fact, if you don't know about websites, we need you even more. We don't want the website to be hard to use. That's why we're trying to ask these very simple questions, because if somebody wants information about the city, we let them go to City Hall, and we don't stop them at the door just because they don't have the right qualifications. And that's how we want to approach the website too.
And that was another question I was going to ask you is, so Mrs. Smith knows nothing about computers. She's never turned one on. Do you want her input? Okay.
More than anybody's input, I want Mrs. Smith's. There's a lot of people who already know how to use websites, and most websites are designed for, you know, the average user, but what about the person who's really never had a chance to go on their city's website? They never thought that they'd be, you know, going on to pay a tax bill or something. We want to find a way to get those people online.
So the great part about this is that we're really going to be able to open up to folks who don't use it, who do use it, who are experts in use it, and get, you know, a broad spectrum of people who are interested in answering the survey. So we do want everybody. But can you find it online, by the way?
Absolutely. somervillema.gov/surveys.
Okay, that's terrific. And then is there a drop down, or is that the only survey that's on right now?
Right now, that's the only survey, but that's a place where we're going to host any surveys that we have as they come up.
Excellent, excellent. And how many surveys are you looking to accomplish?
We're only, for the new website, we're just doing this one survey. We have a lot of other information that we can see on our end. We can see how many people are viewing the site, what pages they're using, and that sort of information. This is the one place where we're going to be asking people specifically for their input, but then later on in the process, as we start building things, we're going to have community members coming in to actually test what we make and offer their input as it's being built. So this is a very early step in the process, but we're going to continue surveying people's use in other ways.
Tell me some of the things right now that we can see on the website.
On the City of Somerville's website, you can do almost anything that you would need to normally go to the City Hall to do. In fact, one of the most exciting new things that we have is that people can get their marriage, birth, and death certificates online. That used to be something that you had to come in to the hall to do in person. That can be done online. You can also find out information about programs and departments. You can get alerts about the city and see what events are going on. So there are a lot of ways to get involved at the city's website. And I also want to say that if people want more information about the new website project, we're going to be keeping people updated at the current website. We're going to be posting notices as the process moves along and as we want people to come in and help us test. In fact, when you're taking this survey here, one of the questions is, would you be interested in helping us to test a new website? And if you are, you can give us your email address, and when we get to that bridge, we'll contact you.
The nice part about this is that older Americans, the seniors that we deal with, really are starting to learn this process. And, I'm surprised at how many of our folks actually have iPads and the iPhones where they do all this stuff on their phone. They're better than I am, to tell you the truth. But they're looking for things like this to be involved in. They want to have their opinion. Some of the things that they talk about is, when you get on the website, which is great information for you, is the font big enough? Can they see it?
Yeah.
How do they enlarge it? Doing things like that. Is the information easy enough for them to find if they do ABC? They don't want to have to go through, 15 different windows to get to what they want to see. So that's the kind of stuff that is going to help improve, especially on our Council on Aging website.
Exactly, and that's one of the biggest focuses that we have on the website, because one weakness of our current website is that, as you mentioned, even things like text sizes, it's not helpful for people who don't have 20/20 vision, and most people don't have 20/20 vision. We want to make the website more accessible, and not just to older Americans and older people in Somerville, but we also want to make it more accessible to people with disabilities. So we're working closely with Betsy Allen, who's our coordinator for the Americans with Disabilities Act, and we're working closely with her to figure out, well, if somebody needs to use a machine to read what's on their computer screen, or they need to use something other than a computer mouse like a joystick, we want to make sure that they're also able to participate in the website. So questions about disabilities are also on the survey, and we're keeping a really close eye on making sure that the next website doesn't require you to do one of these every time you want to find
like
your
me,
information.
looking at my glasses, pulling my glasses
Exactly.
up. Yeah, exactly.
It's not fun.
It's not fun. It isn't. But tell me, who are some of the people that are working on the website?
We have a big, amazing team working on this website. Of course, we've got the city. Internally, the communications department is the one managing this project, but we've also got a group called SWIFT. That's the Somerville Website Inspiration and Feedback Team. Now, as people probably know, in the Somerville and Cambridge area, there are a lot of really talented, frankly, computer geeks like myself who have a lot of things to offer as far as helping to design and build a website. So we reached out to volunteers, and we just had our first meeting last week with, we've got a group of 13 volunteers coming in to offer their expert opinion on our new website. And these are people who live in Somerville and obviously have a big stake in the website. We're also working with vendors. Currently, we're looking for vendors to help us with the actual development piece of the website. Every website that you look at is really just a whole bunch of code that if you looked at it, it doesn't look like English. You'd never understand it. But that's how the website works. And so we're looking for a vendor to help us to do all of the behind-the-scenes technical stuff, and also to help us test the website with the people using it.
This is really great to have the community involved. You talk about grassroots. This is really a grassroots endeavor. How exciting is that?
It's very exciting, even extending to the platform we're building on the website on. It's a platform that's open source, and what that means is that the platform is free to use, and you can modify it as you see fit. And then other people can take what you modified and use that for their own uses. So what's great about that is that, number one, it's a huge cost savings to the city. This is free software, but it's not that it's amateur or bad software. This is made by experts and professionals. In fact, a little website called whitehouse.gov runs on Drupal, the same open source platform. So from start to finish, we really want this to be open to the community, and we want other cities to be able to take the great website that we make and repurpose it for themselves.
That is so exciting. And I bet there'll be a lot of older adults that want to be participating and giving their opinion for this, so we're very excited about that. But talking about websites and Council on Aging events, Jimmy Del Ponte, who is in charge of our Moonlighters and sings a lot with us, he just did a great PSA, and it's all about snow. So if you just take a second, we're going to show you this great PSA. We'll be right back.
Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
2, 3, 4. Hop, 2, 3, 4. Hop, 2, 3, 4. Hop, 2. Oh, hello. I didn't know nobody was around. What I'm doing is getting ready for the snow. This is my shovel. Oh, by the way, my name is Blanche. I hope you like my new genuine fake suede Patriots coat. But this is real important. I took care of my house for so long, and I don't need no fines or violations. I need all my money for bingo. So what happens is, it's stricter this year. You're gonna get fined. So they want me to tell you about it. All right? Oh my God! You get a fine for not shoveling your properties. They're going up from 25, 50, and 100 to 50, 100, and 200. Oh my gosh! You gotta pay attention to this, because I love you all and I want you to keep all your money. And plus, you gotta be safe for us seniors walking, you know. You gotta clear the sidewalks. You gotta clear them off, because the old people, when the seniors will fall, and it's no good. Oh my gosh, then they'll end up, oh, you don't wanna talk about that. Now, for problem properties that fail to shovel on multiple occasions, the city now has the right to clean and lean those properties. Clean and lean, like me. Mean and clean and lean. Well, it's not funny though, because they'll send crews to clear the sidewalk, then they'll fine the property owner. Oh, you don't want that. And then the lean properties to recoup the costs. So they'll get their money one way or another. When we got all joined together to help out the city, keep it safe and walkable. All right. The time frame in which property owners have to shovel, I'm going to tell you about that right now, all right? I got my glasses, all right. If the snow stops falling after sunrise during daylight hours, property owners will have till 10 p.m. to shovel. Oh, yeah, and it's nice and light because the snow lights everything up. But be careful out there. If snow stops after sunset overnight, the property owners must shovel by 10 a.m., all right? So we all got to do what we can. We don't want no fines. We don't want any fines, but we want it to be fine. You know what I'm saying? So how are you going to know about this? Well, I just told you, but also you're going to get one of those CTY calls, you know, where your phone rings and it's someone from the city telling you all about it. Then you can go on the website, somervillema.gov, okay? And then there's going to be flyers and brochures on public buildings all over the place, because we don't want to broadside you. We want you to be ready, because it's very important to clean the sidewalks so everybody can walk and be safe. What I got to do now is wait for the snow. So I got to go back on patrol, take care of my house, and I'm ready for the snow. I hope you are too. Hop, 2, 3, 4. Hop, 2, whoa, whoa, 2, 3.
He sings a love song as we go along, walking in a winter wonderland.
So welcome back. Wasn't that funny? Jimmy is so hysterical. We just love having Jimmy around. He keeps us on our toes. And Blanche is the best. So we're really excited about having Blanche out talking for the city of Somerville and giving her opinion. So we're here with Dan Moore. Dan is in charge of our websites here in the city. And he's the webmaster, web manager. He does it all. So Dan, thank you for talking to the folks. We're talking about a survey that you're doing, and the exciting part is that it's a grassroots endeavor. It's really going to be specific by what this survey says on how to address it, making text larger or easier to get to or whatever. But so if I'm a senior at home and I'm trying to get to the Council on Aging website, how hard is that for me?
Right now, it's too hard, because right now you kind of have to have an understanding of the structure of our city. So when you go to the city's website, you click on a list of departments, and then you can look at all of the departments and the boards and commissions. It's not ideal for us. What we want to move more toward is something that's more objective based. So you have your goal. You want to go to the Council on Aging website. So you want a website where you go there, it kind of leads you to find the information that you want. And so our goal with everything is as few clicks as possible. Because the more that you have to click and search on a page, the more likely it is that you're going to get frustrated, and the more likely it is that you're just going to leave that site altogether. And so this really isn't about saying that, oh, well, you know, most people should be able to figure out the website, and if you can't figure it out, well, you know, deal with it. It's not like that. We think that everybody should be able to quickly and easily access things, because there are thousands of people every week who are accessing the website. And so if we can just cut a few seconds off of each interaction, it really adds up for the amount of time that we're saving our residents, for the amount of time that we're saving ourselves, because now those people don't run into problems. They didn't have to get a ticket on something they didn't understand. They didn't have to call up 311. You know, 311 is also been an amazing partner of us with this new website, because nobody understands what people are confused about in the city better than 311. So I sat down with some of the 311 receptionists, and I talked to them, and I said, you know, what are some of the things that you feel like are the most common questions that you have? And maybe not surprisingly, traffic and parking was a very big one on there.
Of course.
Of course. But they had some really great insight about, you know, on the websites, there are some things that people don't go to. And that might not be because people don't need the information. It might be that they can't find the information. So when 311 tells us that this specific traffic permitting information is really important to people who are calling, and then I look at the website and I say, well, gee, only 10 people went to that. The answer isn't that it's not important, it's that I need to make it easier for people to find it on the website. And people really are, even older people, I feel like 20 years ago, it would be unheard of for somebody over 80 years old to be using a computer for the most part. But my grandmother and I, that's our main form of communication at this point. My grandmother's 89, and our main form of communication is just sending quick notes, trying to set up when we'll be meeting up for dinner or something. And then I'll go there and she'll say, oh, Danny, look at this. I just got this on Amazon. And it feels like I just taught her how to use a computer a year ago or so. And now already it's become such a helpful part of her life, because, you know, for her, it's harder to go out to a store than it might have been before. You know, she has a hard time walking for a long time. So I'm trying to apply that to the city's website too. You know, it's harder for somebody who needs a permit or something to actually make it to the hall and find parking and brave the cold and all of that. If people can do things at home from the comfort of their recliner, we want them to be able to.
And that's the most important thing. And you know, you talk about the older population, and they really are getting technology smart.
Yeah.
You see them with their iPads and their iPhones, and they bring their laptops in, and they're all working around. And that was really unheard of 10 years ago. If a senior had a computer, it was like, wow, that's really great. You know, now they sit around for having coffee, and they all have their iPads going on, and oh, did you see this? Did you see that? And one of the things that they have said is that they want a process where they can click on and boom, there's the information. They can download a trip flyer, for instance, and have it there. And for us, that's going to be a real reduction of paper as well, because now they'll have it on their phone, they'll have the information on their computer, so they can just look up the trip and say, oh yeah, I'm supposed to meet at Holland Street at 7 and Ralph and Jenny at 7:15, and you know, the trip will be back at 5:30. Those are some of the things that we'll get. Is they'll say, you know, is it on the website? Well, yeah, it is, but getting them to that website. So what you're talking about is being able to go here and get what you need.
Exactly.
And the important thing about the website too is there's so many other different websites that they need to go to. You know, if they're looking for information about respite care, if they're looking for Medicare.gov, if they're looking for Social Security, those are all links that we have right on our website that they're going to be able to go to, click on, boom, there's all the information that they need. What's happening tomorrow at the Ralph and Jenny Center or Holland Street or Cross Street? You know, it's Grandparents' Week in February. What's happening? You know, so those are the things that you are looking for to happen, and if it's not already happening, that will be happening.
Exactly, and I don't want to, you know, spoil the ending of the movie too early or reveal all my cards too early in the process, but two of the things that I'm really excited about for the new website. Number one, you mentioned events. The new calendar that we're moving toward is going to make it easier for people to only see the events that interest them. Personally, I don't make it out to a lot of planning and zoning events during my average week, but I might be interested in something that's being put on by the Arts Council. So what's going to be great about the new...
Or the Council on Aging.
Or the Council on Aging, exactly. I got to join Jimmy and the Sunsetters for the caroling, which was a total
Perfect.
blast.
Moonlighters.
Or the Moonlighters, yes. No, the Sunsetters are
The younger kids, the Moonlighters,
wee
the older
tots.
kids.
The big tots. So the calendar is one of the things that I'm really excited about, and the other thing is search. Right now you can go on the somervillema.gov website and you can type in a search to look for something. Unfortunately, the only problem is it usually can't really find it. It's just a problem. It's hard with a website as big as our website, as big as our city's website that's just snowballed over all these years to find exactly what you're looking for. So big improvements to the way that people can go to the website and search are important, because instead of having to guess, where do I click to go and find this, you can sort of talk to the website like it's a person. You can tell it Council on Aging events, and it will pull up all of the Council on Aging events instead of you having to navigate your way through all of these different buttons.
Well, great events, great happenings with the website. We're really excited about it. We hope everybody will come out and do the survey.
Yes.
I do want to put a plug in for Megan Ackerman, who is also in the communication department, and Megan is doing classes to help folks if they already are on using iPods and laptops and iPhones, or if they need help expanding what they're doing. But we're very excited. Look for our listing of that. That will be happening over the next week. Or next month rather, but you'll hear all the information, the dates and times over the next week. Dan, we're very excited about this. We hope we get lots of responses to this survey. I know I'm very excited. I'll be the first one to fill it out. It's going to be great. And thank you for all this information, and thank you for working so hard on our website and helping the older adults and the disabled folks of Somerville in doing this. It's really important what you're doing, and we do thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Cindy. I want to also thank everybody in advance who's going to be going to somervillema.gov/surveys and filling this out. The feedback is what's going to make this the best website in Massachusetts, I think. I'm aiming for the world, but you got to walk before you can run. And because you had me on your show so graciously, I want to offer you the first place in line for the new website.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Thank you. Well, until next month, we want to thank Dan for being here. And come out, fill that survey out at Holland Street, at Ralph and Jenny. It'll also be at Cross Street. But we're really excited. We'll be in the community working on this to get great information. Until next month, we'll see you.